All right, y'all. Welcome back to another Nourish and Flourish Vibes mukbang. I'm here with Miss T here at Recipe Oak Cliff in South Dallas at the Community Market Fair. Y'all, this is the face and the creative behind all of my raw eats when I come to the streets. Okay, so that Chipotle walnut meat, Miss T. That raw cheesecake, Miss T. The nori wraps, Miss T. Them balls we were eating the other time on the mukbang, Miss T. So y'all, I'm just really glad to have this opportunity just to sit down and talk with her a little bit at the Community Market Fair. So Miss T.
Yeah.
Let's toast it up.
Something green.
Yeah, something green.
I got some chlorophyll water.
And something with meaning. It tastes so good.
Yeah, you got a mango, kale, sea moss, lime, and coconut water here for you.
They need to serve this at the bar. This can be my mocktail all day, every day. It's so good. So Miss T, what got you into the raw and plant-based service to where you're really serving up some good food where people are able to actually start their healing journeys, feel good, and then you're doing it in a food desert, so it's even more impactful. Like, what got you inspired? What was that pivotal moment or experience to say, you know what, Recipe Oak Cliff, this is what's needed, this is my mission, I have the vision. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so I stopped eating meat when I was 14 years old.
14, okay. Yeah, so what was it? Did somebody give you a bad piece of chicken? Or?
No, right. No, it wasn't that. It was really more like a divine challenge. It was a divine challenge. There was this girl in my theater class who was the daughter of hippies. She talked about being vegetarian. I was like, what is that? And so it just kind of took me on this journey. Next thing you know, I was having like this divine thing. At a young age, this challenge came up. Like, let me see if I can not eat meat. And then my family was like, do what?
Say what now?
What now? Because we're talking about the 80s. Okay, so
80.
Yeah, let's take a drink of that.
And one more.
Because I was hungry. Listen, starving. Do I eat? Another grilled cheese? Okay. And having to figure it out and find my way.
Okay.
So when I was 17, I moved to New York. And when I moved to New York, there was the entire world and their cuisine. So I started like learning more, and then I started like learning about herbs and healing and things like that. So there's that. So it's just been a long journey. Okay. But by the time I also had a vegan place. I had a poetry spot back in the 90s called Reciprocity.
Okay.
Did poetry, back before it was even all that cool, baby. We had a little poetry set back there. We were open for about 7 years over on Tyler and Jefferson. People came through from all over the world. Most Def, Queen of Fool came, Dr. Delbert Blair, Dr. Africa. These are my teachers too. So many, came through there. What a blessing that was. What an experience that was. So we learned and we grew that way. So that was in the 90s. I bought my house over here in Oak Cliff probably about 25 years ago. And one thing I noticed is that, and by this time we have all the fake meats have come on the market. You know what I'm trying to say? It was the evolution of vegan and vegetarian food. It's been amazing to watch the journey of how things change and what's popular and not popular. Yeah, but living over here in Oak Cliff, just hungry. That's usually the motivation. It's like I'm starving and I don't want chips. And I don't want the fast food. I don't want to baked potato stuff. It's kind of good when you're really hungry, but it's like I need something that's going to nourish my body. So now,
come on with the nourish.
Yeah, so
we can flourish.
Come on. I need to empower my plate.
Let's
empower. You know what I mean?
Talk this tea.
So
talk that talk.
So this is what all of us need to know. It's like this analysis is that like, if we're hungry, starving, and malnourished, I must represent many, you know.
Yeah.
So I said, let's try this again with opening up another spot, and let's do a certain type of vegan food because I eat lots of things that maybe I don't serve. From time to time, I will have, I don't know, a little tofu or something like that. Very rarely, but I also go through phases where I won't eat anything. I'll just fast.
Okay.
Okay, but
And I won't go that deep right now today because it's a short mini episode because I really want to learn a lot more about what that fast experience looks like for you, as well as what did the business life look for that poetry and what you learned from that to bring into Recipe of Cliff, like that growth. So we'll take that on another episode.
Day.
Right, we will. But it was something that you said about the food and you wanted food to nourish you. How do you help maintain a raw meal and vegan, like fresh food? Like it says fresh in the driveway when you pull up, and you can't expect it to be convenient and fast food like your other restaurants because it takes time. How do you maintain those ingredients to make sure you're able to have the menus that you have?
The thing about raw food is like people sometimes think it's really complicated and complex, but if you prepare it, it doesn't have to be. And so, you just put it together. Make sure your nuts are soaked. You know what I'm saying?
Soak those nuts, baby.
And then it's all about like, how you cut it and how you fix it. It's like when somebody is a seamstress, their tool is an iron. A lot of times when you're making food, especially raw food, it's all about how you cut it, how you slice it, things like that. But yeah, just make it fresh. Make it fresh. No, don't let it sit for more than 3 days if you can. And it'll be so good anyway, So,
You're right.
Crush it up.
Agreed. All the way.
Yeah. So I'm just happy to be able to provide like a fresh food option, a fresh vegan food option here in Oak Cliff and in Dallas and a part of the vegan food scene because we know that our vegan food scenes across the planet are blowing up. And I love how everybody's veganizing even their cultural foods because that's really important to me too. Like the cultural base of food, we're right here in Texas. Being in Texas, we are part of the indigenous blood. So like just a lot of those herbs and a lot of that knowledge and stuff that comes from that, we want to incorporate that into our food. If a meal asks for water, then you use broth. Make that water infused with something like, some herbs or something. Make it a tea. You know what I mean? That tea base that is your broth with all your herbs is the base for your raw and live soups. You're drinking that so that you just nourish all of yourself. Ain't nobody perfect. Ain't nobody perfect.
They aren't. And I love that what you said. Like sometimes when you take certain water, love on your water. So when you talked about the soaked nuts. So for me, what has been key is taking that hot water, putting them over my cashews or putting them over my pecans, putting them over my walnuts. But once I put that water on it, I'm dropping some cocoa aminos in and I'm putting some rosemary, I'm putting some cilantro, I'm putting some, like garlic season. Like I'm making sure the water is like a flavorful water bath while it soaks. So it ain't just soaking in water. Like ain't no love in it. And I think that's what I love most about your food is that you care about the flavor, the seasonings, the herbs, the spices that go into every dish. So I think that's what helps you explore and have an open palate to enjoying the foods, not really caring if it came from me or it came from here or it came from there. But to know that it didn't and it tastes that good should empower you to eat more of it. And then the fact that you feel good after you eat it, because there hasn't been a time where I've ate anything from here that I felt bad.
Yeah, and then it's too when you eat the raw food. I think you said this maybe on one of your videos, but it's something I've experienced too. You eat the raw, fresh food, and all of a sudden you breathe in clearer. And then like 30 minutes, like all of a sudden you have this like, energy burst.
Yes. My mom said the same thing. So she did all April raw, except for the last day because she ended up having a colonoscopy. And she said clarity. She felt like she can think better. Things were clear. She was more focused. We also had the CMOS consistently, daily. The shoulder pain for her. She and she hadn't had the massages and anything like that. And she noticed when she went on a trip and she didn't have the CMOS, the pain started creeping back into it when she went. And I'm like, that's
amazing. It's just amazing to know that we have all of that this is at our fingertips.
literally at our fingertips. And all you got to do is
put it in your mouth.
all
Put it on
the
your
way.
Put it on your hair.
All
Let's
of
go.
that. So what are
Yes,
some of your
it feels
must
good.
try dishes, or maybe your most popular dishes here at Recipe Oak Cliff?
Well, I mean, everything we do is not raw.
Right.
Yeah. So of course, jackfruit.
But I'm on a raw journey.
Yeah.
So give them that one raw and then give them what they have to taste. Because I
Okay.
wasn't always raw when I was coming here, and I still loved it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so our menu is very small, so I kind of try to keep it together.
Okay.
But I just gave you those falafels, and I know that it's either hit or miss for some people. But the reason why I just like to push that one is because it is seriously, it's like a little pack of medicine. Because the pumpkin seeds are, have so many benefits for men and women, especially men. It helps with the prostate. Like seriously, not me saying it helps your prostate. No, it's scientifically proven to help with your prostate. And there's a lot of stress that we go through, that men go through, and a lot of stress that women go through with our wombs and stuff. So we gotta try to take in things that are gonna just naturally help to keep all that in balance. It's got that parsley and the cilantro in there, which helps you to rid your body of heavy metals and provide other minerals and things. I mean, for that to all be inside like
that
little
one
patty,
yes,
and you just take a bite and it's,
girl,
that's
it
good.
was so good. And you know what? Today is day one of my menstrual cycle, the heavy flow, and it just hit so well when I ate it today.
Yeah.
Like it was so good, and I'm glad you mentioned about the prostate, because on May 18th I'm going to a symposium about African American men with prostate, and I really wanted to emphasize, foods that they could really incorporate in their lifestyle and consume more of to help them have a healthy prostate. That's
catching it while they're young. Pumpkin seeds, saw palmetto. I just know that this new phenomenon, and I know we're not talking about this, but this new phenomenon of a lot of men having erectile dysfunction at a young age. I mean, being in your 20s and 30s and having erectile dysfunction, that's really that's rough. And that is a specific targeted type of genocide that they're trying to do. And they hit it from many different ways. But anyway, so yeah.
So in addition to the pumpkin seeds, what else do you think they need? Because I mean, you just spoke on the genocide. What's the solution? What are some ways?
I mean, it's saw palmetto. That's a good herb that they could take. And then it's just taking things that help with their circulation. It's all about circulation. And so, backing away, of course, like we all need to do, everyone, we need to stop being addicts and back away from the sugar, and back away from the cow milk and all these mucus forming, inflammation forming type of things, and keep our circulation up and going. And it's like, I know people say, well, I mean, everybody got to die of something anyway. That's true. Yeah,
they do.
That's true. And we do, but it's like, if you can vibrate on a higher level.
Until that time comes. Why not?
Because we need you. Like, we need you to be your best. We need you to shine your bright light, because that you hold the key to so many of the to solving so many of the issues and things that we have.
Agreed. So, I wholeheartly agree with you on that. So you got this ebook coming out soon, right?
Yeah, I have an ebook coming out. So thank you for saying that. So the ebook is called Plant Meat.
Plant meat. Okay.
And it's got the recipes for how to make all different kind of plant meats. And it's using fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. Okay. We know a lot of the vegan world these days are very hung up on mushrooms, which is cool. It's fine. You can take it and make it look like this and marinate it in here. And it's just like fried chicken. And with the, that lion's mane, me growing up, lion's mane was an herbal tea, like a tea, a medicinal. Okay. And I would never have thought of marinating it and frying it and putting it on the grill. Now it does slash up just like a piece of like a brisket. Okay, I seen the pictures, but I'm saying I don't know if it's the best use of our time with the lion's mane. But nonetheless, this book is all about plant meat, how you can make meats from fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. There's a lot of raw things in there, a lot of live things in there. So maybe by the time this comes out, we'll have a little link that you could put in there.
I would. And even if it is already out there, there's nothing with hitting the edit and dropping the link. So whenever you do come back and you do see it, you can get that ebook. I'm so happy for you, Miss C, in this ebook. And I think it's beautiful because so many people want access and they always say, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. And when you have resources, ain't nothing like it to it but to do it. Because now there's no excuse for it because you had somebody to be a resource for you to do what it is that you got. But
thank you. I love feeding you. I do. Yeah, you are fun to feed. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, well, what you want? And I'll try to make it. And then, for this podcast and for getting this information out there, it's so important, the work that you're doing. So thank you and bless you and bless your work and bless this podcast and bless your life and bless your health and bless your mama and your whole family.
Thank
and
you.
everybody.
We receive all of it. We do. Y'all, again, we are at the Community Market Fair here in South Oak Cliff. Recipe Oak Cliff, to be exact, was the exact spot of where we've been vibing at all day today. And we're sitting here with Miss T, the owner, the creator, and the person who makes it all look good and taste good too, Miss T. Y'all, thanks for vibing with us. Don't forget to check out all of the information that's going to be in the description of this video. But most importantly, be on the lookout for the ebook. But before the ebook come out, pull up the Recipe Oak Cliff. Where's the address, Miss C?
1831 South Ewing Avenue, Dallas, Texas, 75216.
And you already know. Thanks for vibing with us, y'all. Hey, go ahead, Miss C, with your